Ash, or Marcus Pancho, my real name. A lot of people just call me Ash because that's what they know me by. I'm a stylist and a model, amongst a loads of other things, which I'm sure we'll probably get into the episode. I've always liked clothes and things of that nature. So I used to play football, obviously, and when I stopped playing football, I just started falling in love with clothes. So I started styling friends, family. I made a content series on Instagram in 2021, and then it kind of just blew up, not on purpose. I was kind of just doing it just out of the love for creativity and expressing myself. I realized that I could start profiting off it, so I just took it a bit more seriously, turned it into a business, and then yeah, that's basically how I started it. I think the pivotal moment for me was when I started gaining traction and recognition from my styling. So obviously I was just doing it for fun, and then people started to see it more as a profession than me just doing it just because. So then when I had that realization, then I was like, cool, I'm gonna now turn this into a profitable business. I got to give a lot of credit to Jordan from Footballer Fits, because he reached out to me when I first was starting out, and he was like, oh, your shit's cool, X, Y, Z, and then he gave me my first kind of big break when it was a shoot for James Madison. My first actual styling, someone proper, paid styling, you know what I mean? And I think from that point, I just realized, I was like, cool, if I can do this, there's a lot more I can do. For me, yeah, obviously, like you said, fashion is different trends. So obviously past, present, and then future. That's how I kind of see fashion. I feel like style is a inspiration from fashion. So people will gain their style from knowing what fashion is. For me, style is kind of just like your inner human. It's like how I wear the clothes, how I want to put clothes on, what I like to wear, my different proportions and things of that nature. But a lot of people's style comes from the trends they follow from fashion. I feel like the big misunderstanding is that people just get their style from other people. Like no one really has their own sense of style these days. Everybody dresses like everybody, you know, whether it's they're copying their favorite celebrity, they're copying their favorite rapper, or they're getting their outfits off Pinterest or whatever their favorite TikToker is making. A lot of people are not going out of their way to actually find their sense of style. And I don't necessarily blame them, because we're all conformed to what we see on social media these days. Back when we obviously started finding our sense of style, there wasn't things for us. There wasn't so many things for us to look at to gain inspiration, if that makes sense. So we had to kind of figure it out ourselves. But obviously these days, everyone is just on their phones every day. So whatever they see that they think is cool, they're gonna do it. And then at the same time, the people that are trying to break out of the norm and trying to dress differently, they're getting clowned for it, they're getting shamed for it. So there's no balance, I don't think. Soho. You see that's the first thing that comes to my mind when you tell me London fashion scene, because is there really a London fashion scene? Is there anybody you look at in London and it's like flipping, oh yeah, they're cool, they dress differently, or they're da 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 da. It's like, to me, everybody looks the same, in my opinion. When you really think London, it's either they're trying to do the streetwear thing, or they're trying to go the Central C route and do that kind of style. No one's really, it's not even really stepping out of their comfort zone, I wouldn't say, because a lot of people step out of their comfort zone. No one really has their own sense of, yeah, this is me, this is how I dress. Like I said, everyone's on social media. You could scroll on social media and you could see the same person in 10 different formats. No one these days really has a unique selling point, which is what man's really trying to push. You know what I'm saying? No one has this unique selling point of, when you see a certain outfit, when you see a certain genre, when you see a certain color, you're not pinpointing that to a certain person. You could pinpoint it to multiple different people. And there's nothing wrong with that, of gaining inspiration from other people. That's just how the London fashion scene has evolved. Like, everyone wants to dress like somebody else instead of wanting to dress like themselves. And there's inspiration, and then there's becoming a clone of somebody. You know, I can take inspiration from a shoot, a Pinterest, a mood board and implement that into one of my shoots. I'm not copying the exact shoot. I'm not copying the exact style. There's a lot of people, like I said, they'll see their favorite rappers, celebrities, influencers, TikTokers, wherever they may be, and they'll like word for word, bar for bar, wear exactly what that person is wearing. They'll go to the exact same location they shot the picture. They'll do the exact same hand gestures the person does, the exact same lingo. It's like you're trying to be another version of the person you look up to, if that makes sense. Which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's no longevity in it. We'll get to a point where that person will now die out, and then now you're gonna die out because you're trying to copy that person. If you have an inspiration, fair dues, you can be inspired by them, but you take hints of it. You take things of what they do and you make it your own. I feel like personal branding is the most important part of a person. Like how, not just how you're perceived, but how you want to perceive yourself. Like when you step outside, it's like, even if I'm going to the corner shop, I'm not just putting on the rubbish. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just how you feel inside. It makes you more confident. It builds your self-esteem. I feel like clothes are a really, really, really important part of who I am. I love clothes. I've got too many clothes, bro. My boot is overloaded. I've got too many clothes, but it's like I'm saying, even if I'm going to the corner shop, I wouldn't feel comfortable with me putting on like a flipping Sazenda tracksuit or something. No shade to them, obviously, but I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that just because of how I've built myself up in terms of personal branding. Started to learn more about clothing. Like back then, I just used to like clothes, but I couldn't dress. Like I just knew I liked clothes. I've done a lot of trial and error. So like over the years, now I'm at a point where I know exactly what works for me. I know exactly what I can wear. I know exactly what colors I can wear, what type of things will make me look funny, what type of things will make me not look funny. So I've become more intimate with clothing, basically. Like I know exactly what brands will suit me well, what colors, what proportions, what silhouettes. So yeah, it's like studying. Like I'm basically like a master of clothing now. I feel like the process of becoming is just a lot of real life experience. So it's like, a lot of people ask me like, yo, did I go to school? Did I study fashion? Real life. Like I just studied real life. I put myself in these rooms. I put myself in these experiences and I just kind of taught myself the lane. So the process of becoming has just been, like I said before, trial and error. Knowing what to do, knowing what not to do, knowing how to speak to people, knowing how not to speak to people, knowing who I share my energy with, knowing who not I share my energy with. It's all just trial and error, basically. I use a lot of manifestation. So like I manifest a lot of my goals, but obviously, as God says, like faith without works is nothing. Kind of have to find that balance of discipline within your goals to making sure like you're hitting these targets every single day, you're hitting these targets every month. And it's like, because I've created these good habits for myself throughout these years, the goals become more and more easier because I know that I'm waking up every day with an intention to be better or with an intention to hit that goal, whether it's this month I've got to do 7 shoots for styling, this month I've got to do 5 modeling shoots, so that's 13 shoots in total I've got to do in a month. Now I'm sitting down at the start of the month, like, how do I do this? What am I going to do to make sure that I do this? You create these good habits which intertwine into your life obliviously. Waking up every day in the morning and going to the gym, eating the right foods. All these daily good habits are, you don't know it, but it's actually shaping your career. If I'm a perfectionist in these things that I do just for my mind and my body, then them 13 shoots, I'm gonna hit them easy because I know who I am. I know how strong my discipline is. So in terms of balancing them goals and real reality, it's more so just discipline and consistency for me. And then it's like, if things do go wrong, which obviously they do, it's now just a learning curve. How do I overcome that? What do I do next time? Now I know the obstacle that I'm going to face. How am I going to get over that obstacle? Because I've created these good habits in my head so much, it's never really an obstacle to me. It's a learning curve. It's like, cool, brush it. What am I going to do next time type of thing. I feel like the one thing I probably learned about myself is that you have to kind of be selfless and still helping at the same time. You have to kind of find that balance between the two, because a lot of people are not like me or not like you. They don't want to share knowledge to people. They don't want to help out the next person. So it's like, I've come into the game, obviously reaching out to people, asking for help, and no one gave it back to me. I could have easily have just been like, I'm going to do the same thing and follow and conform and follow the leader, do you know what I'm saying? But as I realized that I could start sharing a little bit of advice, it started making me want to help other people more. So I started like gaining satisfaction from helping people. That's basically what I learned about myself, that I wanted to share this knowledge, because it's like a lot of people, like I said, they go through school, but I taught myself everything just through real life experience. I just felt like I had a need to share this with other people. And again, it's finding the balance of, like I said, selflessness and kindness, because a lot of the time you give people an inch and then they'll take a mile. Your community are the people that are bringing you up. It's your support system, you know. If you don't have a support system, it's like, what are you really doing it for? If you don't have a community, it's like, what are you really doing it for? Who are you doing it for? I started this thing just because, and it's like, as you start to gain traction and support and community, it warms your heart, do you know what I'm saying? It gives you a good feeling inside. I'm waking up every single day and working harder because I know that there's a person watching my stuff that I'm inspiring. I might be the reason that they get up every day, do you know what I'm saying? I've had people tell me that before. It unlocks a new dimension in your head. The community thing is one of the most important things I look at these days, which is why we started the whole Moonlyfe thing, and I've started doing styling workshops and modeling workshops and whatever it is. So community is hugely important, bro. Like, if you don't care about your community, then your community ain't gonna care about you. Me and Uggs had Moonlyfe planned from years ago. Like, we got it tatted on our knuckles. And we like, what's the tattoos on your knuckle? I'm like, Moonlyfe. They don't know, because it was such a long process of us actually creating this space. Me and Uggs have been people that have done everything purely based off just our integrity and our determination to get stuff done from young. People have told us in school, like, yo, you're this and you're that, you're not gonna do this and X, Y, and Z. So it's like, we've had to kind of come up our whole lives proving other people wrong, and then at the same time proving ourselves. We didn't really know what we was doing at some point. We just knew we had a drive to do something. When we got to the point where we was on paper doing well, it's like, cool, how can we now bring this over to other people? It's like I say, and it's like you say, the industry is very toxic. So like, my main goal was, how can I create a community to give these other people that want to be in the same position as me a space or a lane? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, you come in here, you see me, I'm doing a one-to-one workshop, and it's like, these are the things that people don't see. But it's like, I don't care that they don't see it, as long as I know that I'm doing it. Like I say, community is the most important thing, and it's like, bro, I want to leave a legacy behind. It's like, people see styling and modeling and but like, I don't necessarily want to be known for that. I want to be known for impact. Like, somehow I want to leave an impact on the world, and it's like, this is the first step of it, is building that community. And it's like, you're not building the community for external validation. You're building it for something real. I'm actually seeing these people in real life and talking to them and having conversations with them, and no publicity stunt. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I want to leave a real stamp on the world, which is why we've created this Moonlyfe space, bro. What are you about to ask me? Everything's perspective, though, isn't it? Like, your taste could be different to my taste, bro. I could really like a song and you could really hate the song. You could really like an outfit I'm wearing and I could really hate the outfit you're wearing. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's all perspective. It's marketing. You know what I mean? Something really, really bad can be perceived as really, really good if it's marketed in the right way, which is why a lot of people are kind of doing well in life at the moment, because they're a big personnel, or they've got a big backing, or they've got big investors or whatever, but the product they're actually selling, or the service they're actually selling, isn't actually up to par. It's just marketed well. Yeah. You know, it's 80% marketing these days, bro. I don't really think good taste is a thing. for being honest. Because my good taste could, to somebody that lives in Wales, in a village, they're gonna be like, what is that? Do you know what I'm saying? It's all different. I say it all the time, and it's cliche, bro, but it's really just consistency. Like, if you wake up every day knowing exactly where you wanna be, exactly what you wanna do, there's really nothing stopping you from being consistent. You could have the worst week of your life. I could have the worst week of my life. I'm still gonna wake up every single day at 8 a.m. and go to the gym. I've instilled it into my brain. I've instilled that discipline into my brain. So if anybody's out there that is in the process of becoming, just literally just keep at it, stay consistent, you know, say your prayers every day, say your manifestations, but you have to back up all of them, all of that talk with actual work. You have to make sure you're putting yourself out there. Whatever the profession may be, it doesn't even have to be within the creative industry. Whatever the profession may be, you have to make sure you're putting yourself out there and actually putting in the respected work, like every single day, 10 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day. As long as you're doing something and being consistent, I feel like that's the only piece of advice I would give, bro.